Hey, it's Daylin with Redeeming Day. And I was sitting with some people yesterday morning and they were asking me, Daylin, what is it that you're trying to achieve with these videos? And I had to think for a second. I had to sit with God for a second when I got home and think, oh, did I give the right answer? Did I say what I was supposed to say? Especially when you're not sure what you're called to do. But I did, the way I answered was I absolutely know that God has a good plan for my life. It says in Ephesians 2:10 that he has predetermined good steps for us to walk in. And I know that when you go through hard things, when you go through losing a daughter or losing a husband or adopting and raising a granddaughter on your own, those things refine you. They refine you, and they're either going to draw you closer to God or they're going to push you away. And that part's up to us, right? That part is what we get to decide. And I am very thankful that I'm able to sit with people today and I can say, you know what? I've been through some tragedies. I've been through some really hard things, but God has carried me. God has refined me, and God has drawn me to him. So if I can help anybody be able to do that, to go through hard things and to not give up and to not give in, I want to be able to help them do that. I was thinking about this story of David, that David was chosen and called a long time before he actually fulfilled his purpose. And maybe that's going on with me. I don't know. I know David had to kill the lion and he had to kill the bear before he could go after Goliath, right? So I'm not sure what God has in my future necessarily. But I know that we need to wait on him. And I also know that we need to be with him, right? It says that David was a man after God's own heart. And David spent a lot of time taking care of the sheep and killing the lion and the bear before he went after Goliath. He was built up in his spirit. He was built up. And then later in his battles, I love how it says David inquired of the Lord. And that's one thing that I've really learned how to do. I've learned how to sit still with God and inquire of the Lord. So I don't know, that might be a key for somebody. I sit with so many people who are going through a lot of hard things, and it seems like the pressure doesn't stop, but I'm here to tell you the pressure doesn't stop. What has to stop and what has to change is the way that we view circumstances and the way that we listen, the way that we sit with God and trust him, even despite really hard things. So that's a truth that has helped me. I want these keys that I'm putting out in these videos. If they help one person, then I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I honestly can tell you that I don't have a clue what the future holds for me necessarily, but I do know who holds my future. And I'm going to keep seeking him, and I'm going to keep sitting with him. It says in Hebrews, right, without faith, it's impossible to please God. But then the other part of that verse says, and you must believe and know that God is, and he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. So I want to be a diligent seeker. I'm not going after the reward. I want to go after God. I want to go after Jesus and what he accomplished for me on the cross. But those verses are in there. They're in there so we will diligently seek. They're in there so we will have faith. Faith is that connection that keeps us connected to him. So I want to please him. I want to fulfill the calling on my life. I want to do all the things that he prepared me to do before the foundation of the world was laid, is what it said, which that's kind of mind-boggling. But anyway, I thought that might be helpful. It's really true. I'm not making it up. I really have a peace that passes understanding, and you can too, by sitting with him, by being like David, by being a man after God's own heart or a woman after God's own heart. It's worth it. The walk is worth it. The trials are hard, but they refine us to be able to do the things that he's called us to do. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a blessed day, and we'll talk again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.